I'm Rhonda Allison. Fight the signs of aging and brighten skin tone with my new Hibiscus facial. While the hibiscus flower is beautiful, it is also potent. A second-generation AHA, the flower acids obtained from hibiscus chalices are even more moisturizing than lactic acid. A great rejuvenator for all skin types. This spa treatment will stimulate collagen activity, balance excess oil, and provide valuable antioxidant support for radiant skin and lasting results. Today, I am going to walk through the hibiscus facial with my esthetician, Amanda Edwards. Amanda is going to show you how a spa facial can be created using the elements of hibiscus. And so we're going to begin with our first step of the treatment, which is the pumpkin cleanser. The cleansing step is essential, of course, and one of the most important steps in any facial. Pumpkin cleanser is one of our most popular Rhonda Allison cleansers. It has deep cleansing abilities, it smells wonderful, and it really works into the skin tissue to soften and loosen debris on the skin. Notice how Amanda is doing a very thorough cleansing. She's working the cleanser into the skin tissue and does this for several minutes. As I said before, this is the most important step in beginning the process of our skin rejuvenation facial. One of the areas that is most missed, even in your daily home care regimens, is cleansing. Most people under-cleanse and over-moisturize. So really use this treatment cleanser to its full potential by working it into the skin tissue thoroughly. Steam may also be used during this process if you would like to enhance it. The steam helps to expand the pores and it does soften the skin tissue. Now Amanda is beginning her removal and she's using the 4x4 white gauze. Any of you who've worked with Rhonda Allison at any time, you know that I love to use the white gauze for cleansing because it really is a good guide for the esthetician as well as for the user at home to monitor and see how well they're doing. She's going to be able to thoroughly remove everything as needed and gauge the cleanliness of the skin. And that's such a beautiful technique Amanda has. She knows how to really use nice firm pressure, working the gauze over the entire face, back to the hairline, all the way down to the neck to get a full removal of all of the cleanser. She's doing a second rinse, which is always necessary. Sometimes I'll even do a third rinse, just to make sure that everything is removed as needed and to gauge how much more work you're going to need to do on the skin in the following steps. So how does the skin look, Amanda, and how do your gauze look? Are they getting any more off? They're looking pretty clean. Okay, she said they're really clean, and she's taking a good look at the skin now, going back, patting the skin, feeling to make sure everything is as it needs to be, rinsing her gauze, and she's doing one final rinse. Now that the first step of our facial is completed, the skin preparation, we go into our enzyme application. And there are two phases to this treatment for the enzyme application. First, before you begin to apply the first enzyme, you want to make sure that the skin is completely dry. And in this step, Amanda is going back and blotting the skin dry with a tissue. And so however that is comfortable for you to do, a tissue works great, blotting with gauze, having a little fan, something to make sure that that surface is now completely dry so that when you put the first enzyme on, there's no water there. You do not want to dilute your product as you put it on the skin. In particular, this product, because we're using the Dermapeel. Dermapeel is one of our favorite little treatment room enzymes, but it's also a beautiful home care retail product. There's a little trick to this though. Notice how Amanda's putting this on evenly all over the skin, spreading it in, and this is how you would instruct a client to use it. But she made sure that skin was completely dry before she did that. Water changes the whole consistency of this formula. It starts out as a gel. It's a very unique papaya enzyme. And then as you begin to massage in the gel, working it in as Amanda is doing, it will begin to make a texture change, and after several minutes will become liquefied and much more watery. Once the mixture liquefies, they will start to form little granules that adhere to the proteins of the skin, the stratum corneum, and so therefore you get a more of a digestive removal with these granules, and helps with the exfoliation of the surface skin cells. Has it begun to form the granules yet, Amanda? Yeah, so she's actually having that process occur right now, and she's working that in and will continue to work it into the skin for about 5 minutes. Now here's a place where once the granules are forming and you've got a good massage moving through this, you could turn your steamer on and have the steam going with that massage for the last 5 minutes. Or you can do it as we're doing it today without any steam at all and just continuing to work the granules into the skin. This is a beautiful formula. It's got hyaluronic acid, papain or papaya enzyme, and it has a little bit of L-ascorbic acid. Makes a really beautiful formula that's very unique in the way it works on the skin. So now that Amanda's worked that into the skin for about 5 minutes, probably a total of 7 or 8 minutes before it formed the granule exfoliation phase, she's going to do a real thorough removal of this. And this is removed very easily. All you need is warm water in your gauze and just begin removing with some firm pressure. About 2 rinses will usually be enough for you. Notice how smooth and polished her skin is already looking, and this is just from the cleansing and this Dermapeel step. And that in itself gives a very nice polish or buff to the skin and brings up some circulation, increased circulation. Her skin is pinkened, but it looks really now very alive and much softer and more refreshed. And I'm sure, Amanda, her skin probably feels much smoother. Okay. It's always nice to go back and feel your client's skin and monitor how you're doing between your steps, and it keeps you very connected with them. So now Amanda will blot the skin dry again and make sure that the surface is completely dry so that there's no moistness on as she begins phase 2 of our exfoliation process. And this is where we get to use our beautiful formula, the Hibiscus peel. You know, this is one of the flower acid groups that we came out with earlier this year, 2011, if you happen to be listening to this in 2012. And we love this formula, and I started hearing so many ways that clients, estheticians were using it, besides the ways that we came up with it for a peel, and discovered that it really had some real value to use in the treatment room as we're doing it today with the facial. Now Amanda's going to take the Hibiscus flower acid formula, the serum peel, and she's going to pour it into a little beaker, glass beaker, to begin to apply that to this client's face. She's using a very firm brush today that has good control with the solution so that there's no dripping. And she's painting, if you will, or smoothing on a nice thin but even layer of the hibiscus serum. You know, I say the word serum because these particular peel formulations that we've created from the flower acid group are very high-end and do have more of a serum appeal to the skin, even though they are peels. but it has phytic acid, and phytic acid is a beautiful acid to work with. It's a natural plant antioxidant found in bran and cereal seeds, but it gives a very gentle turnover for the skin, and there's even been research and studies showing that it has a benefit on melasma, and works beautifully with the glycolic acid or retinoic acids. The next ingredient in this is the pyruvic acid, and I've used this ingredient before. We have it in our mandelic arginine peel, both phytic and pyruvic, but we've increased the percentage on this, and this is a beautiful ingredient as well. It comes from grapes or honey and apples. It's a fermented formulation of the ingredient itself, usually from vinegar, and it has a similar conversion into the skin that corresponds with lactic acid, and it penetrates very evenly and uniformly in the skin and really works to support the cell turnover. Amanda has got this on evenly on the skin, and it's going to remain on there for about 10 minutes. Ask our client on the table if she's feeling any sensations right now. A little bit. Does that mean a little tingle? Okay. This is going to be very mild, the sensations. It's not going to be, too uncomfortable, but if you have that rare client where they feel it more, it'd be no different than if you were putting a 15% lactic on someone's skin during a facial. They may get a little sensation about that, and if it's more than what you expect, then you might want to rinse it off. While she's in this is a great time for these 10 minutes to really relax your client. And one of the things that Amanda is doing right now is she's going to have her breathe in the essential oil of lavender. This is very relaxing, soothing, calming. Can really help that client that may be a little anxious, or it just helps to take them into a deeper state of relaxation. Now it's time to remove your peel solution. Amanda's taking off the eye pads, and she's using again the white gauze in just warm water, kind of tepid water. Don't have it too hot. And she's going to start at the eyes, just to wipe away from that area first in case some of the solution is near there. And then she'll just do a very thorough, firm removal of the solution. Now Amanda's doing a second rinse. The real key here, everyone, is to make sure that you remove this completely. These are acids, and we want this to be a facial, not a peel. And so you don't want to have the skin become irritated or reactive because perhaps you left the solution on and didn't take the time to do enough rinses to thoroughly remove it. Now that Amanda has completely removed the hibiscus peel from our client's skin, she has done 3 rinses, and she's got the skin completely dry. And notice how her skin looks. It is smooth and polished looking, and it has some erythema. This is perfectly normal. Don't let that alarm you. That just shows you've got some good stimulation going. So now we're into our next phase of nourishment, and Amanda has mixed together the peptide 38 with the drop of essence and put together what we refer to as a cocktail for the skin, and she's smoothing that into the tissue, letting the skin drink that up, and then she'll do a complete facial massage. So while she's doing that massage, you'll notice that you have the information on the peptide 38. This is a must-have product, not only for the treatment room, but for your clients. They will love it. The peptide 38 is our newest peptide formula, and it has so much potent support for the skin tissue in the way that it helps to firm, tone, the skin, reduce the lines. You see wrinkles for some skins just melt away. It's been so exciting and so amazing to see that happen for clients with this product. But when we sync it up with the drop of essence, which is a beautiful serum on its own, but it has the ability to slow down aging and to hydrate skin tissue, but it's also an absorber or carrier of other nutrients. So what it has in its pathway, it's going to carry right in to the skin tissue. And so two beautiful serums that work together synergistically to create a very lovely nourishment application during this facial massage. Plus, it just feels yummy on the skin. And now to really take that home, Amanda is creating a wonderfully soothing feeling hot compress for the skin that she'll wrap around the face, and that's going to drive all of those essential ingredients further into the skin. And the client will love this sensation. This expands the pores even more, letting the skin drink this up. It feels very relaxing to the client to have a heated compress. It's always a nice touch during any type of facial that you may be doing. Now on to your mask application. We're doing two products during this step. The first is the Eye and Lip Repair Serum, and Amanda is stippling that around the eye tissue, and we're using that just as a little eye mask for the eyes. Because remember, you have the peptide 38 and the drop of essence hydration drops worked into the skin tissue, even under the eyes and on the eyelids. And so now by putting the Eye and Lip Repair Serum over that, we have created a beautiful occlusive wrinkle minimizer for the eye tissue. I love this eye repair serum. If you haven't had your clients try it, you really must. I've used it for years, and it's a combination of the spin trap, the L-ascorbic acid, the corn silk chlorides. It has the cholesterol liquid crystals. Just a beautiful formula, but very unique in the way it works on the tissue. Now she's getting her mask ready. We're using the milk mask during this step, and the milk mask is a wonderful all-round mask that can be used for many skin types. It's a vitamin and protein enriched cream, and you can apply it chilled or you can have it at room temperature. Either way is lovely, and it just depends sometimes the time of the year or what the skin is like and what you would like to offer. We use this a lot in our post treatments, of course, but it's a great spa mask to use for a lot of our facials, and in particular with this one because we've done two exfoliations. We exfoliated with the Dermapeel, and then we carried it further with our Hibiscus solution. And so now we want to really calm that skin down, hydrate it more, and add some soothing elements to it. Once the milk mask has been applied, you could do cool eye pads if you wanted to, or in this case, Amanda's going to use a very slightly dampened 4x4 gauze, two of them, and she's dipping those into the ice water. I love keeping hot and cold in my treatment room. I like to be able to chill things quickly and have access to heat for steaming. And so in this case, we've got the ice water, and we're doing the cool gauze. And then she's going to roll the ice globes over the entire face. And this is a beautiful step. It really helps with inflammation and erythema. It works very lovely with the milk mask being on the skin. And it feels excellent to the client, the sensations of going from cold to heat. Notice how Amanda is using these. They are glass. The globes are glass, and so if you clank them together, you're going to get a sound and you could break them, and you do have to be respectful of the fact that they're glass. But if you follow a very methodical and focused technique as you're using them, you're not going to have any issues with the globes being a problem. And they, like I said, they feel so good as they glide over the skin, that it's so worth having these in this step and in your facials. Oh my gosh, I want to get up there on the table now. That looks so wonderful. And if somebody has a headache or sinuses, they've been exposed to too much sun or wind burns, I mean, the ice globes are so wonderful for many different skin types and treatments in the treatment room. That is really lovely, and we refer to that as our ice massage. And you can actually build a treatment around icing. Now Amanda's going to get another heated compress and wrap the face in this warm compress right over the gauze. And that just takes that milk mask into the skin a little more. And feels really great to the client. Remember, if a client is claustrophobic, you're not going to want to cover the mouth area. So typically, if you're using heated compresses, you just want to ask them about that. But for most people, it's easing it on very slowly, and with the way it feels, they love it. Now Amanda is going to do a back, neck, and shoulder massage, and she's using one of our body products, the Exotica Rhodiola, and she's mixing a little bit of the drop of essence with that, just to get more slip out of the Exotica Rhodiola. That's a beautiful body lotion by itself and has real therapeutic value to the skin tissue. But one of the great properties of this body cream is it goes right into the skin and does not take a lot to work it in. So when you're wanting to use it in treatment room and maybe give your client that opportunity to experience it, you want to add a little extra slip to the formula by adding some drop of essence or some omega-6. Even the grapeseed hydrating serum is lovely, and sometimes I've mixed the raw massage oil with that. Okay, now Amanda is going to remove the compress and the gauze and take the milk mask off of her client's skin. Notice as she takes the gauze up how much the mask has melted into the skin. And so some of it has gotten onto the gauze, of course, but a lot of that has gone into support the skin tissue as well. And she's going to rinse the rest of the mask away with tepid water with the gauze. And we'll see how her skin looks once we finish that, if she's kind of calmed down and soothed her skin. And yes, she is much, much more calmed down. A lot of the erythema has abated. The skin is evenly toned. She looks creamy and dewy and moist, and the skin really looks lovely. And how does it feel, Amanda? I suppose you haven't gotten to the feel place yet. She's doing another rinse. You want to make sure you always do your thorough rinses. And Amanda has looked very closely at the skin to make sure she didn't leave any milk mask around the nose or anywhere around the mouth. And sometimes that's easy to do, or under the chin, so you want to check thoroughly. And she's going to blot the skin dry. Make sure that there's no water left on the skin as we do our finishing application. Now Amanda is going to apply one of my most favorite products. I love the growth factor products in general, what they do for the skin, but the Growth Factor Serum Plus is an elegant base cell renewal complex that smells wonderful and feels like silk going on the skin. And this is a superior overall renewal and antioxidant formula. It's immune building. It has spin trap to block free radicals, valuable support in age reduction, and it's an excellent daily moisture topical. Remember, it has the oligopeptide, which is our epidermal growth factor, aloe vera, it has squalene, but this is an excellent daily serum moisturizer that a client could use, particularly anti-aging. And of course, we must finish with, one of the most important topicals for anyone, and that is our sun protection. She's applying the Daytime Defense. This is an SPF 30. This has a zinc base, all zinc oxide, an inorganic compound that really helps to reflect and deflect the UVA and UVB rays. It's also a very natural ingredient deck for the sun, for a sun protection topical. And when you're doing corrective facials, skin peels, facials that give the kind of results that you see with this beautiful treatment today, you want to put something on at the end that's not loaded with chemicals, but that has really great value for the skin tissue. And Daytime Defense is going to be your best friend for your clients to do that. So she looks finished to me. She looks amazing. Beautiful job, Amanda. Really great work. And her skin is lovely. And so there you have it, everyone, our new Hibiscus facial. I think this will be an extremely valuable and important spa facial for you to do. It's like getting that spa elegance with the clinical results, because when your clients get results, they're going to come back again and again, and that's what skincare is about, changing skin and keeping clients for a lifetime.